something that has helped me lose weight, but it's helped me like educate me on what I need to eat and what's good for my body and what's not good for my body and what foods are even better and how many calories I should be doing per meal and per snack. And I just feel like I finally understand how to get to where I need to be, when before it was just I just hope I get there. If that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. Cool. So tell me like what your progress has been in the last 2 months.
I started, I lost like 14 pounds, I think, since I started 2 months ago.
Awesome.
I'm only 4 pounds away from my original goal weight. I'm 6 pounds away from where I have to be, apparently.
For what?
Just so that I can maintain better.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. I don't really know. I don't really know what else to say.
Tell me kind of how you felt different. Is there any changes that you've experienced, like with more energy or?
Yeah, for sure. I was diagnosed with thyroid disease when I was my first year in college, and I just ever since then I've had no energy. I have to get like 9 or 10 hours of sleep just to be able to feel like semi-normal. It's been really awesome because as soon as I hit ketosis, I felt like all of a sudden my body was like, oh, like I had so much more energy. I felt so much better. I had not felt that good since before I had kids, honestly. I didn't feel like I had to nap every day. I still like to nap every day if I can. I love to nap, but I don't have to. That's the difference. I function. I'm nice to be around, where before it was like if I didn't get a nap, it was not pleasant for anyone. But yeah, I had tons more energy. I felt like my body was like, finally, you're giving me what I need. You're not just feeding me, but you're giving me what I need. And so I felt like tons more energy. Yeah, for sure.
That's cool. How many kids do you have?
I have four boys.
That's cool. So you are busy, a very busy mom.
Yes, I am a very busy mom and a business owner.
Wow. So. Hi, Scott. How are you?
Scott, can you hear us? Hey.
Hi.
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 Hi, Scott. How are you?
Hi.
Swipe your screen from the right to the left, and then you can see all of us.
Oh. Hi.
I'm glad you're here. Where are you right now?
I'm in Billings, Montana.
Cool. So I'm Kirtley Freckleton. I work with Carly. Can you see Carly?
Yes.
Okay.
And her baby.
Yep. Yeah, so I'm working with her, and we were just going over with Crystal about how her progress has been over the last 2 months. So I'd love to hear from you, kind of what your experience has been so far, what your results have been for the last 2 months. I assume, did you start 2 months ago?
Yeah. Has it been 2 months?
He started like 3 weeks after I started. So isn't that right, Carly? About 3 weeks?
About, yeah.
Yeah, so he's about a little over a month and a half in.
For like a week. Like.
Was it a week?
Like a week after you started, Scott, you guys went to Hawaii?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've been stellar for going on vacation.
Okay.
I don't know about that, but.
She doesn't live with us. She doesn't know. Keep our secrets.
So, yeah, Kirtley, is that how you pronounce her name?
Yeah.
Kirtley? Okay. So, yeah, results have been great. When I'm doing what I'm supposed to, I feel great. Every once in a while we indulge and we have our weekends that haven't been so great. But yeah, I've been really impressed.
Cool. That's awesome. How much have you lost?
So, let's see, waiting today. So I'm right around 14, 15 pounds.
Cool. What are your goals? Why did you start the program?
So last fall, I had a really bad knee injury playing basketball. And although it was more of a mechanical injury where it was just the way that I was positioned, I think my weight had a little bit to do with it too.
Uh-huh.
And so I just, 2 reasons. I wanted to be healthier, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to re-injure something that took me down for a long time. So
yeah. Okay, cool. Did it take you some convincing to start the program? Like for Crystal to do it first?
Yep.
What were you hesitant about?
Seeing a return on an investment, like really not just going on a diet, but trying to actually eat healthier and making better choices versus losing a bunch of weight and then just gaining it back.
Yeah. That's cool. So you've got a healthy lifestyle mentality.
Right.
That's cool. That's awesome. That's really exciting to hear. What are some takeaways you've learned so far that are valuable to you?
I think the one thing, like for example, tonight when I went and ate out, is just recognizing, how much lean and how much green you should have, and knowing how much to eat, making sure you're spacing out your snacks, things of that nature. Just eating better, I think, would be a takeaway. Knowing what to choose and how to choose it.
Okay, that's cool. Awesome. Anything else you want to share about stuff you've learned or how it's been?
I think the other thing that's been really surprising is how much energy. That's been really cool.
You've seen a huge increase in energy since you started?
Yeah, I mean, energy. Yeah, just not being as tired.
Yeah, that's like Crystal mentioned.
So it's been really good.
That's cool. What about you, Crystal? Were you hesitant to start for any reason?
Nope.
You were just ready when you heard about
Nope,
it?
I was ready. I was ready. I would have started like 2 months before, but financially, Scott was just like, let's just wait. Because I mean, I was meal prepping. I was working out 2 or 3 times a day, 2 or 3 days a week, plus like this full 6-day a week workouts. Like I was really hardcore, like doing everything I could to try to lose weight, and it just was not happening. And so I was losing, but a really, really, really slow pace. Yeah. And so Scott was just like, just stick with it. See if you can just do it on your own. I was like, okay. And then I just got stuck. Like my body was just like, nope, we're good. We're not going anywhere. And so at that point, out of desperation, I begged Scott. I was like, just let me try it. And so he was like, you know what? Okay. You've been working really hard. You can try it. And so, yeah, that was my only thing that held me back. I mean, I've done other eating things and stuff before. Only one other time actually. And it was a really bad experience. Like I lost the weight quick, but it didn't stay off, and I learned 0 things from it. And so I was really hesitant with this, but Carly talked to me about how it was more of an education thing, and you were expected to learn things while you were going through the program. And at first I was kind of like, yeah, whatever. Like, I kind of feel like I already know a lot of things, and I obviously didn't know the things I needed to know. So, yeah, that was just financially, I think it's a big investment, but I think that helps too, because I think because you're putting so much money into it, it makes you more committed. You're like, look, I spent this much money on it. I better do it. I better do it right, Yeah. And so, but yeah, that was the only thing that was holding me back. I definitely would have started a couple months sooner, but took a little convincing first. Yeah. But then as soon as Scott started seeing my results, and how much energy I had and how good I was feeling, then he was like, okay, I want in. Like, I want to do this too. So.
Yeah, that's so cool. I'm so glad you got to try it.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
Have
for
you
sure.
talked about it with friends? Like, have they been asking what you're doing or what's come up?
Yeah, I have actually had quite a few people that I've talked to. My mom is currently doing it right now. She's got type 2 diabetes, so it's been a little bit more complicated for her, but she's loving it, and she's learning a lot of things, and so it's been really good for her. And then obviously Scott, and so that's awesome. And then just a couple really close friends of mine that have been like, what the heck are you doing? So because they know how hard I worked before, and was like dragging and not seeing very many results. And so when I got on this, and it was just, I mean, drastic, so.
You're coaching them with Carly, right? Are you coaching them together?
No.
Okay. Have you talked about that at all?
Yeah, we've talked about it a little bit. I am not really interested in coaching right now because I have a business that I run full time, and it takes every extra spare second of my day next to being a mom and a wife. So
what business is it?
It's a photography business.
Cool. That's awesome. Do you like it?
I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Awesome. That is so cool. Awesome. Well, neat. Let's see, what else should we go through? Carly, is there anything else? How are you about to hit transition then, since you're just have you been talking about that, or should we go through that?
We've talked about it a little bit. Carly sent me some stuff.
Okay, let's go through the basics of it real quick. Okay.
Okay.
So when you hit your goal weight and you maintain it for a little bit, it's just so simple. Like, a lot of people, when they're done losing weight, then they're like, oh no, now what I do? And then they go crazy and they have no idea. But it's just like, do exactly what you're doing now. You're eating every 2 to 3 hours. You're eating smaller meals that are balanced with protein and carbs. So just keep doing that. Lean and green, still have those for dinner. Like, you don't have to be as strict, but just have the gist of it. Like, pair it with protein and vegetables, and then try more and more vegetables. And Carly can help you with doing new dinner ideas. And then just explore, like, buy a new vegetable at the store you've never seen, and then when you get home, Google how to use it.
Okay.
And then that, like, just bring more and more plants into your life, and you'll feel awesome. Like, the more whole, the better from the earth. And then if you are crazy busy, totally, I would continue buying bars and shakes just for maintenance, like just a smaller order, and have those on hand. Keep them in your cart, because what happens when you suddenly don't have something convenient, you go back to crackers or you go back to fast food. Like, everyone's going to do it. We just eat the bread, like anything that's convenient. So have the healthy stuff on hand, and that'll help you. So it's so easy to maintain. Some people have 2 or 3 a day, and they never have to worry about gaining weight because they're balanced, And so think about that option. And then how's exercise? Is that what you're doing still?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, that sounds good. And so as you hit transition, what you're going to do is slowly eat less of those meal replacements, and then Carly will send you a list of whole foods that you can do that are balanced.
Okay.
So, but just keep eating on time. And then the huge part is working with Carly, like, keep in touch with her and have a 5-pound limit rule that you never cross ever again. So once you're at your goal weight, then pick that 5 pounds and check once a month at least. And if you ever get close, like, be talking to Carly, if you ever hit that 5 pounds, get on the 5 and 1 for a week. And that will just reset you. You'll probably lose 5 pounds in a week. All right.
Okay.
That's the way to keep it off. You can do a 4 and 2 for a week. If you got super hungry when you first did it, like, 4 and 2 is fine. And that will reset portions. It will reset sugar cravings. It'll kind of get your body in intuitive eating again. Okay.
Okay.
And then how much more weight do you want to lose, Scott?
Well, so here's my problem. Right now I'm at this stage where I feel good and I'm down like 2 pound sizes. So I'm like kind of in this content area, but I know I need to lose like another 5 pounds. It's kind of where I want to be at.
Okay.
And so the problem is it's willpower, because I wasn't crazy heavy before, but I'm like back to where I was probably when we were first married, right?
He looks good.
Crystal? Which means I didn't look good. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, you did. That's not what I was saying.
No. So anyway, so I need to get down to like 179, 178.
Cool.
Right. And I'm sitting at 180. So.
Okay. Awesome. So that just keeps to it, Scott, and you'll get there soon. So especially you're a guy. Talk to Carly about the hard times. Is it hard when you're traveling and the lean and greens and stuff?
Yeah.
Is that the hardest part, is finding?
Although, yeah, well, the hardest part is not wanting to indulge because it's not on my dime, so I can go eat whatever I want. But it's more about, and actually traveling is better for me because I can make time to exercise. I know that sounds weird, but also when I'm along, like traveling up to Billings, it's like 8-hour trip the way I went. Yeah. I can eat those snacks really easy in my car rather than stopping for lunch and trying to figure out something on a menu. So yeah, it's actually better when.
That's cool. Good. And the whole Yeah, that's awesome. Can you hear me okay? You're cutting out.
Oh yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're cutting a little. Yeah. I was gonna ask you, the whole idea about like if it's on someone else's dime, then you kind of feel obligated to eat, like to indulge, right? Okay. So
wait, say that again. Sorry, Curly, say that again.
I'm talking about, sorry, the connection's not the best, how you feel obligated to indulge if it's on someone else's dime, right?
Oh, well, yeah. So and maybe not indulge, but yeah, you get the gist of it.
Yeah. Just challenge that thought. Like, think about what your goals are, like, and what you want, because you can either have that then paying for you to get like super fit or paying for you to get super fat. You know, like the difference is just like, I'm getting paid to get healthy. Like, you can put it that way. And so they're paying for me to get healthy. It's awesome. Instead of they're paying for me to feel miserable, you know? So break it down, because that's what I struggled with is whenever I was around free food, or like it was a special occasion and I saw something my aunt made that she never made, I felt like I had to have it. I had no control. And I hated that feeling. It's like, I want control. I want to eat things that I like really want to, and then not when I don't. And so when I finally challenged the, like, it's free, I need to eat it. It's rare, I need to eat it. Then I was way more free. And so now, like, I'll go to special events and I'll look and I don't have any attachment to it. I don't believe those thoughts anymore. So I think, well, how would I feel after I ate the cinnamon roll? And sometimes I know I'd feel terrible. It just comes to me. And sometimes I think I'll feel fine. So I'll have it and I feel fine. So it's just listening inside is think, well, how would I feel? Like, what's the consequences? Do I want those or not? And if you start being sensitive, then the body communicates really well. And so, like, because it trusts that you'll eat something when it really does generally want some, when it knows it's ready to metabolize it, and that you'll be able to eat healthy afterwards. You know, it's really weird, but it works well. And so, like, I love cinnamon rolls, but when I'm around them, I don't eat them every time like I used to, and that's why I was always struggling with weight. But now it's just like, sometimes I do. I just don't care. It's more of a kind of feeling. So I'm not like desperate. So think about that and just becoming completely free so that your mind is very aware of whatever you're doing. And that's really cool. It applies to so many different things in business and relationships. And so it's just interesting.
That's awesome. Yeah. And I think you're right, because Crystal, and correct me if I'm wrong, but our biggest problem has been family gatherings and trying to sort through things that are not really that healthy and feeling obligated because it's something that, you know, my grandma, my sister-in-law makes.
Yeah.
So that's really good.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes you feel social pressure that you're going to offend somebody, but there's two things you can do. Tell them ahead of time. Can you hear us, Scott? Can you hear us okay? So
yeah, I've kind of shitty service where I'm at, so.
Okay. Two things that you can do with social pressure is either tell them ahead of time. That's huge. Just say, hey, I'm experimenting with a healthy lifestyle. So if you bring your lemon pie or whatever, I'm not going to have it this time, and I don't want to offend you, so I'm kind of nervous about it. And they're like, oh, it's okay. Like, you're experimenting with that. That's really cool. I'm proud of you. Don't say you're dieting, because then they'll try to sabotage you. And the other thing is, if you don't feel like you're going to offend someone, you're worried, then just don't have it. Like, some people that are glucose intolerant, that's how you say it, glucose intolerant, right? Not glucose, gluten.
Gluten, yeah.
Sugar.
I wish I was glucose intolerant.
I wish I was, yeah.
That's so funny.
I'm way too glucose tolerant. That's my problem.
But when you see family members are gluten intolerant, you don't think, oh, why aren't they having that? And you don't judge them. So I've treated myself like that, is like, I don't think anyone's going to judge me, and I don't judge myself, so I get what I want. If they think I'm super healthy, then let them think that. If they think you're a health coach, you shouldn't be eating that, then let them think that, you know? And so that feels good too, is I get what I want. I don't care what other people think. And I have to live in my body 24/7, and they just have to see me for 5 minutes of their life, you know, like, and so that's kind of how I view it, is, hey, this is my engine that takes me everywhere I go. So I'm going to do exactly what I want with it. And so that's another layer of freedom. And that's my goal, is get my clients to complete freedom, where you're just 100% accountable and you're happy with all of your decisions and you want what you're doing. So, and it gets you to be the health that you want. So cool. Okay. Well, do you guys have any questions?
Not that I can think of. Scotty, do you?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Awesome.
Crystal?
Yeah. Did Carly talk to you about recording?
Yes.
You want to? You've said everything already.
Yeah, if you want me to, I will.
Okay, you can do it
Sure.
short. The stuff I love that you said was, like, before I was like this and I was working out this much, I wanted it so bad. I would have started 2 months ago, like that type of thing. And then when I did it, I've lost this much weight. I feel good. People are asking me questions, like, nothing's worked like this. I tried this other thing. I gained the weight back. Like, this is a lifestyle change. Like, touch on those. Don't say the name of the company. Don't say the fuelings. Don't say ketosis. Like, we'll just kind of make it very broad so that we can explain it to people to listen to it. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. And just be yourself. There's no messing up. Okay? So.
Okay.
You want us to leave?
What?
You want us all to leave?
No, we can just be on here together. So, big happy family. All right, I'll press record.
Oh,
Okay.
tell me.
We're good. Where are you? Okay. All right. So I'm Curly Freckleton, and I'm a certified health coach and registered nurse, and I'm here with Crystal and her husband, Scott, and Carly. I don't know where she is, but she's also a health coach with me. Crystal and Scott have awesome stories about what their health journey. And so I'll throw it over to you, Crystal. I want to kind of hear why you started this program, how things were like before, and how things are going now, what changes you've seen. So.
Okay. So I started my health journey about 2 months ago, a little over 2 months ago. Before I started, I thought trying to eat healthy and be healthy. I had a baby about 9 months ago, and so I was bound and determined to lose all my baby weight. And so I started the program. Before I got on the program, though, I was trying to exercise. I was trying to eat right. I was meal prepping every Sunday night. I would spend an hour and a half or so meal prepping all my food for the following week. I was spending so much time meal prepping, and then I would work out 6 days a week, and 3 of those days I would do 2 a day. So I would work out in the morning, and then I'd work out again at night. And I lost about 20 pounds doing that over like a 6-month period. And I was miserable. And I felt like I didn't have enough energy, and I felt like I was working my butt off, and I wasn't seeing the results I wanted to see. And so when Carly told me about the program, I was super excited. And I wanted to start right away. My husband was a little bit iffy on it because it is an investment. And so I held out for a little while longer, and I kept working hard, and my body just plateaued. Like, it just was like, I wasn't doing something right. And so I finally got desperate enough that I decided I was just going to do it. And so I started about 2 months ago, and I am down 14 pounds since I started. And I have never felt this good for a long time. I have 4 boys. I'm the mother of 4 boys, and they are crazy boys, and they take a lot of energy. And so I have more energy now than I had before I had kids. I feel fantastic. I feel like my body's so happy because I'm finally giving it the nutrients and things that it needs. And it's not just losing weight. It's the fact that I'm learning what to put in my body and why I should put it in my body and what I shouldn't put in my body and why I shouldn't put those things in my body. And so I'm loving it because it's not something that I'm just going to do until I get to my goal weight. It's something that I'm going to continue and be able to continue doing for the rest of my life. And so I love it. I've loved everything about it. I'm really grateful that Carly told me about it and that I was able to get on it. And I'm grateful that my husband started the journey with me, because it's been so much easier and so much funner having him on board with me, because we both seen the changes in our bodies together. And I've been amazed at how many people have come up to me and just been like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? You look so great. Like, what are you doing? And so I've had the opportunity to talk to a lot of people about it. And it's been good because they see the change in me, not just the weight I've lost, but how much more energy I have and the more things I'm able to do. And I think that's what honestly sold my husband on it, was him seeing the change in me. And he started a little bit after I started because he saw how good I felt. And so he was like, whoa, whatever you're doing, I want in. And so it's been really great. It's been a really great opportunity for both of us. And I'm really excited to continue on my journey long after I'm done, down to my goal weight. So
That is so cool. I love your story. It like makes me so excited. Like, that's perfect. That's exactly what we want, is a lifestyle change. Because you mentioned before when we were talking that you tried another program, you lost it super fast, learned nothing, and then gained it, you know?
I did. I gained about 10 pounds of it back. I think I'd lost like 16 or something at that point, and I gained like 10 pounds of it back right before I got pregnant with my last baby. And I didn't learn a single thing at all from it. I lost weight, and then I just started slowly gaining it back, and I didn't know what to do. So
Yep, totally. And that's the thing, is like, as far as the investment goes, like, you pay for what you get. Not always, but in this program, it works. Everyone knows it works. And the whole point is to keep it off long term, because why would you pay for something where you just gain it back, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So you are doing awesome. So happy with your progress. So
Thank you.
Do you want to share anything, Scott, for the recording? Put you on the spot.
Sure. Yeah, I would say that the thing I've learned the thing I've appreciated the most is that it's taught me, I've educated myself with a lot of stuff, thanks to Crystal mostly, but it's really helped me to understand not so much what not to eat, but what I need to eat. And I think that's more important, because I think everybody hears all the time about what we shouldn't eat, but the hard thing is replacing with what we should eat. And that's the one thing that's helped me the most when I think back on my journey.
That's awesome. Cool. And then how much are you down?
So I'm down 15 pounds.
15 pounds. And you only have 5 more to go to get to where you're
Only
at.
5 more.
Yeah. Crystal, you have 6 more to get to where your goal weight is.
I have my 4 more to my goal weight, but 6 more to like help me maintain it a little better. So
That's cool. That's awesome. All right. Anything that you want to share, Carly, that from coaching them that you noticed or that wasn't said?
I just love their drive. I felt like they've been so easy. And so I remember Crystal was like, oh, so I realized that there wasn't like fruit on here. Can I have that? And I'm like, even though that is a healthy option, while we are doing this program and trying to get you down to your goal weight, not right now. So just our understanding of the program and trusting me was the biggest thing for me. So yes, and that Crystal has thyroid disease, and she finally felt good enough where she didn't feel like she had to take a nap, and she wasn't tired all the time anymore, and she wasn't dragging. She could keep up with her kids and keep up with her business and not feel like she had to take a nap in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
To me, that is having enough energy. And I know a lot of people with thyroid disease, they struggle with that all the time.
Do you have
So,
hypothyroidism, Crystal? Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
We did not mention that in your story. That's huge.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's hard to lose weight when you got hypothyroidism.
It's like practically impossible. It's really, really hard. Yeah. This is the easiest it's ever been for me. And I think it's just because I'm finally giving my body what it needs in order to feel comfortable to do that. So.
Yeah. It's like balancing your blood sugars is huge for just making your body feel good and like it can release. So thanks.
And then your iron pills too. You don't have to take those anymore, right, Crystal?
I don't have to. I did actually start taking them again just because I was like, I noticed I was starting to bruise really easy again. But I probably don't have to take them, but my anemia is really bad. So I started taking them again just because I noticed I was bruising really easy again. So, but not for energy. For energy, I didn't have to. Just for my.
Yeah, I love that you said that you don't have to take a nap anymore, because a lot of moms think that's life. Like they'll start the program and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that it wasn't normal to not, about napping, and now I can go play with my kids. I thought every mom had to take a nap and go totally crash. But now you have choice if you want to or not, but it's not like you're forced to stay alive.
Yeah. Yep.
Going.
Or for my children to stay alive, either way.
That's awesome. Cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story, guys. It's powerful. So people needed to hear that. It's really inspiring. So, okay, I'll end it. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you later. Okay, I stopped the recording, I think.